everyone, welcome back to Batmania. I am Captain Logan.
I'm Eric.
And today Eric and I are going to do a commentary for the dreaded Batman and Robin, which is the one negative thing I will say about this movie today. Today Eric and I are going to handle our commentary very differently. As you might recall, if you watch some of Marvel Mania, we would occasionally play kind of a silly, absurd game or do something kind of fun and off the beaten path while we watched our movie. And today we're going to try a strange and possibly impossible exercise, which will be to watch Batman and Robin and to only say positive things about it. That's what we're gonna do. Now,
what do you win?
The right to say we managed that.
All right.
Yeah. I don't have prizes. I didn't come up with prizes to give myself or Eric. But we get the eternal gratitude of these actors and
Sure.
and Joel Schumacher. That's what we get.
Joel Schumacher would be proud.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. But you know, Eric, I like being as positive as humanly possible. You know, I like finding nice things to say about people. I'm the guy that did a Star Trek video once where we named just things that were good about Star Trek V. That's a video I've made. But then just last week, Eric and I tore that movie to pieces. So anyway, what we're gonna do with this is, as I said,
rode our boat right over it.
Yeah, yes, we did. We sure did. Today, we are going to we're gonna try to say only nice things about this movie. I don't know if is riffing okay. Like, does that count as a negative comment? You know, like
can we say positive things facetiously?
Yeah, or like, does everything that comes out of our mouth have to be a positive thing, or can we also say things that are neither positive or negative?
I think
we just point out things.
I think the game is or not to say
funny
negative
things.
things.
It's just don't say all the obvious negative things.
Yes.
That's kind of the idea. And when we fail, which may be inevitable, Eric and I are going to post a positive comment about this film on the Geekvolution
now,
Facebook.
everything that we say,
and of course, I'm just holding my phone up like this is where Facebook
yes, we both have the
on
Facebook
the Facebook.
On,
yes,
the Geekvolution Facebook.
Our Facebook apparatus.
Now, everything we say positive about the film in the commentary has to be truthful. We can't say things that aren't true.
Right.
But the Facebook posts can be absurd
and completely
a
complete lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
and
we're doing this in the past,
right?
So you might remember this day where Cap and Eric kept posting good things about Batman and Robin.
And now 2 months later, you know why we did that insanity. And I don't think we're going to tell anybody why those things get posted.
No.
I think we're just going to post them.
We're just going to post them. And
I'm sure folks will just assume that we were being funny and not know why we said that, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna make mine. I'm gonna really double down on mine and make mine real.
He was coming up with some earlier that I was very impressed with. Anyway, so if you want to watch the movie with us, if you want to hear a more straight-laced, for this anyway, commentary, of course, we have a regular commentary on the channel for Batman and Robin that Manis and I did a few years ago, and we say plenty of negative things there if you want to hear people rip this to pieces. But
imagine.
Everybody and their dog has made fun of this movie and ripped it to shreds, and it will be interesting to see how positive we can be. And once again, we're not going to be faux positive. We're going to say things that we think actually work and that we like about the movie. The real question, Eric, is how much dead air is there going to be? That's the real question. So anyway, if you want to watch it with us, get your DVD or Blu-ray, however you want to watch it.
My mom always said, if you can't say something nice, don't say nothing. Don't say anything at all. So we'll just say nothing for this entire commentary.
We will not. This is not in the smile of the commentary. And just remember, friendly reminder, that the Mania commentaries are more or less not the same thing as our regular commentaries. And so you're just watching a movie with us, and we will say whatever comes to mind. It is,
but only positive things this time.
But this time, only the positive things that come to our minds. But of course, this is not a formal exercise. So anyway. Go ahead and get your DVD or Blu-ray, however you want to watch it. Make sure to get it past all the menus, get it at timestamp 0, and get ready to press play when I say now. Eric, think positive thoughts.
Sure.
Get your happy hat on. Here we go. Everybody.
That's where my mind goes right to all the time.
I know that about you. You're such a good role model. Everybody, please press play right now. I looked at Eric like he was going to press play. Press play, Eric. I like violins.
Yeah.
Some violins. We do this.
It's Frozen. Did we do Frozen with Returns?
With Returns, we did. And that was something I was thinking about when we did Returns, where I was like, well, they're going to do that 2 movies from now.
Now, I will say, it's not the Tim Burton theme, but I like the theme for this in Forever.
No, I do too, and we talked about that with Forever. I like the theme a lot. And I like that it's a departure from that, where it's...
But it still feels Batman-y.
It is very Batman, and it's almost an old Hollywood kind of theme.
There's, I discovered this a couple of months ago. I rented a movie called Badge of Fury, or Badges of Fury, which has Jet Li in it. No, not Jet Li. Yes, Jet Li. I think it has Jet Li in it. It was a real, like, farcical Chinese film. And there's a Chinese company that uses part of this score in its logo.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. That's gotta be strange looking at that with that material.
Well, it's just in the very beginning, like when the company logos are coming up.
Okay.
But
is it the bombastic, like, maybe is it bum 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 bum, or is it some other part of it?
I don't remember. I think it might be the bum 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 bum, but it's been a while since I watched that movie. I just remember that jumping out. I was like, wait a second, I know that music. And obviously, copyright laws are very different and much looser in China, so they can get away with that.
I like that Robin already had the black around his eyes as the mask was coming on.
Well, they always do that.
You know. Oh, do they? Okay.
I think so.
All right.
Pat Hingle is in this movie.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
He is in this film.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as far as the score goes, it's going to be hard not to do that. We're being positive about a movie a lot of people don't like, so we're just going to talk about the music. But the it has still a darker tone to it, but it's so bombastic and big, and it sounds fun. So it's not inappropriate. It's not inappropriate for Batman, but it wouldn't have been appropriate for Michael Keaton's Batman.
I will say this is my third favorite Batmobile of these four
Is it?
films.
Okay, all right. You know what? I never noticed that before.
That it's a big bat?
That's kind of fun. That they drive the Batmobile in the middle of a big bat, and
did the Batmobile...
it is shaped like the middle of the bat.
Did the Batmobile blow up in Forever? Oh, yes, of course
yeah.
it
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's not his fault.
Because remember you go,
bring it back,
and then...
bring it back in one piece. It's not his fault.
Oh, you think that's the reason he's saying then?
Well, we're making a gag like we blow up the Batmobile every movie, but we didn't. This doesn't count as negative, right? I'm just making an observation. You get one. This is gonna be really hard.
Yeah, it is. But I'm excited about it.
So
Michael Goff is the best thing about this movie.
Yeah.
I think, and I think his story works pretty well.
It looks like he's not feeling well in that scene.
Well, that's because he's going to be really sick. You know.
I love this. I love how just bombastic that is. Of just like a new villain showed up. He's calling himself Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, it's a cartoon, and it wants to be a cartoon. And remember that whenever Joel Schumacher was about to say action, he would say, "Everyone remember, it's a cartoon." Did you notice the producer there's last name was McGregor Scott?
Yes.
I wonder if that's where McGregor syndrome comes from. It must be. I haven't listened to his commentary on this in a long time. We've probably mentioned this before, but Joel Schumacher's commentaries are wonderful.
Yes, absolutely.
All of them. That's a lot of dry ice. I'm just making an observation about how much dry ice there is, Eric.
It is. There's a lot of dry ice.
It's a lot of dry ice.
But everything is
frozen.
There
wasn't a dry ice in the house. No, there was. There was lots of dry ice in the house.
So, I saw this when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I do not believe I saw this one in theaters, but I saw it when I was a kid, and I liked this movie quite a bit. I had a lot of toys from this movie. I
did too.
Okay, this is going to be something negative, but not about the movie, about products from the movie.
Yeah, can we do that?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
So you know those, because otherwise I would be lying.
Can I say when this came out, I was indifferent toward the film? Which, that is just a fact. That is not me being negative right now about the film, but I liked it enough to get a lot of the toys from it.
I didn't realize that, I don't know, that it was the movie that it was when I was a kid.
Did you almost have that Batman 66 thing with it? Where, like...
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I had with this movie as a kid.
But you probably didn't have the progression of starting with 89 and coming up into it.
No, remember I start with Forever.
Right.
It just felt like a Batman adventure. It certainly wasn't as dark as some of the other Batman stuff I'd seen, but it just felt like a Batman adventure. I didn't feel like it was any less or more legitimate than anything else.
Yeah.
This is absurd, and I kind of really like that.
Yeah, it's great. They almost went that far in Forever.
Yeah.
Eric's talking about the shape of the Robin. The Robin in the side of the... And, I don't know about you, and I'm not being facetious when I say this, I kind of like the Robin symbol. I don't really have a problem with it. Like,
no, it's good.
And I like that he gets his own, and that it's in the same aesthetic and design as the Bat.
I do think it's
not a bad idea.
This movie is the only one that has the red.
Okay.
And no, this is the thing.
Yeah.
So this movie's the only time it's ever red. And then when we did New 52, this movie has the reputation that it has, and we gave him red, and I've never understood that choice. Because this is the only time Nightwing's ever had red.
But, I mean, he's not Nightwing here. He's still called Robin. But you're saying that since this, they kept doing it with Nightwing? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, because Nightwing's always blue.
Right.
But when we did New 52...
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with this movie, right?
No, but I would be thinking about it.
Oh, okay.
Because it's the only time it's ever been red. It's been yellow, it's been...
yeah.
It's been blue. Now it's back to blue. But when I was a kid, I remember having conversations on the playground about, we all thought Robin was, like, way cooler than Batman. Like, nobody wanted to play Batman.
Really?
We all wanted to play Robin.
That's fascinating.
Maybe it's that rebellious thing playing into us being, like, 8-year-old kids. When does this come out? 97?
Yeah.
So I'm 6 when this movie comes out.
Yeah, wow.
So I'm, like, 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was 13. It's funny, we do that a lot, where you'll say, like, the age you were, and then I'll say the age I was, and people can just do math, like...
It's true.
Like, once you've listened to enough of our commentaries, you'll be like, okay, Cap, you don't need to talk about what age you were, because we know you're 7 years apart, so here's the age you were. You ever played hockey?
Yes.
I feel like you've mentioned that to me before.
Yeah, I wanted to play hockey, and I went to an ice rink, and I did some skating lessons. I never really went anywhere with it. Like, I never even played a game or anything, but, like, I learned a little bit of stick work and stuff, I think. But my little brother then has played hockey since he was old enough to walk.
Isn't like...
Yeah, remember that's why they came up here, which is a hockey tournament.
That's right. Is professional hockey, like, a thing where you're at?
Yes.
I feel like you've mentioned that before, too.
My stepfather had tickets to the Tampa Bay Lightning season passes since they started in the 90s. And,
wait, was that dinosaur animatronic?
Maybe.
Oh, I guess it was. Okay.
And we had season tickets up until they won the Stanley Cup, and then the year after that, they hiked the prices up because they just won the Stanley Cup. And then we got them that year because we got them to keep the price, and then after that, they wouldn't let us keep the previous price. And but no, of all of the sports, hockey's the sport I used to follow. After the strike, everything got weird. So
one thing that is effective about this movie, I suppose, is that it was a decent toy commercial. Because even though I'm with you, growing up, I didn't think the toys were great. I bought a lot of them. I think a lot of people did. I had this Mr. Freeze vehicle.
I had the...
when I say had, I have all of it still, by the way.
I had the set of
I should have pulled those out.
I don't know who made them, if it was Hot Wheels or Micro Machines, but I had all the cars.
All the cards?
Cars.
Oh, the cars. Okay, yeah.
There
was a lot of that right then.
Yeah. What I was going to say that was negative, not towards this film, but towards the products, is... you know those race car things where, like, you each have a gun and it races around a track?
They never work.
It worked like once or twice, and it didn't work. I got it for Christmas.
But that's not just this movie. That's all of those things.
Yeah. How hard is it to make a car that works?
So, I think I can ask this question without our having to get negative in talking about it.
Okay.
Do you think this, and it might be intentional if you say yes, so I don't think it's necessarily a criticism, is this opening that much more absurd than the opening of Batman Forever? I mean, they are kind of in a space rocket.
It plays faster and looser with physics.
Yeah. And that was already doing that.
Yeah. I don't mind it. Well, I mean, here's the thing. I like this movie. I like this movie as a comedy.
Yeah.
I think this is a genuinely funny movie. And I think it's largely intentional. He's looking at Batman 66 with this. Like, this is not a movie supposed to be taken seriously, and they're having as much fun as they can with it.
No, it's not. I can't counter anything you just said, or I would be being negative. So I guess we can't have that conversation. But
I mean, it's certainly not as sharp as 66. But
that's negative.
Is that negative?
That's a negative comment.
Okay. All right. I will post to Facebook.
Yep, I apologize, but it is. You have to only say positive things. It is not positive to say it's not as something as another thing.
It's as sharp
Being
as it
Mr.
wants
Freeze.
to be.
Guess you could have said that. Being Mr. Freeze gives you wings.
Yeah. Rewatching
Robin, you say Batman's life a lot.
Batman and Robin.
Some really triumphant, uplifting music here.
With
Bum, bum, bum!
Cap.
Bum, bum, bum!
There's...
I like that they finally, especially with this material, I like that they finally gone far enough to say bat things. Because I don't know that we're really doing that even in Forever. They have a bat bomb.
Yeah. There's a lot more going on in this film.
And he's supposed to get to Geekvolution!
People give it credit for.
Hey, look, Eric, they have those... They have those surfboard things from Power Rangers in Space.
Yeah.
And this will be a positive thing. They look better than that. Mm-hmm. Or at least the effects.
I mean, on the budget of this movie, I'd hope
it
so.
Looks, yeah. It looks better than that.
I mean, it's also not against, like, what...
He's surfing on rooftops!
It's not on just, like, a black background with white lights on
Right,
it.
uh-huh. And they kind of color corrected a little bit. You know?
This CGI holds up
Good job.
pretty all right.
Yeah.
I mean, for the time and everything, like,
Sure.
It looks all right. That's a cool shot.
And also...
Well, that seems impossible.
I don't know that it's negative to say that's impossible.
I said seems impossible. Didn't say it was impossible.
Or that it's a problem. That it is.
Yeah.
Well, this is an interesting exercise.
I remember as a kid not understanding where they were in this sequence.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid trying to figure out, like, what is this place? Why are all these doors here? Like, what is this place?
How'd it get so snowy?
I guess it's a furnace. But for what, I'm not sure.
Do you think they would have gone Christmas time if Batman Returns had not already done Christmas? Which is maybe a moot point, because I don't think this movie would have come out the way it did if it hadn't been for Batman Returns.
You don't go Christmas time because you have the Poison Ivy stuff.
Okay.
You have to be able to
have the whole thing about the plants are frozen. She's trying to... Yeah. They could have a back and forth thing where he wants it to be frozen all the time, and she wants it to be like you know, a rainforest all the time. You do that.
Academy Award winner Akiva Goldsman chose not to go that direction.
So he gives him sort of a sadistic choice already in the opening scene, except it's not like this person dies or this person dies. It's just come get this diamond. So I feel like the choice is pretty clear.
Well, it's stop me or save the bird boy.
Right, that's true.
I remember thinking this scene was dramatic when I was a kid.
That prop is great.
Yeah, no, that's a really cool prop.
Really cool prop.
That'd be cool to have in the back end.
I feel like, yes, it would. I feel like the production values in this movie are better than a lot of people give it credit for.
Oh, absolutely.
Because people don't want this movie to be what it is.
We've said before.
That's not a negative thing about the movie. That's a thing about people that. I mean, we're just telling the truth. It's okay to say people don't like this movie. Can we still say that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that we're into the exercise,
I love that that's his first line.
But can we remember they made Schumacher make this in 2 years?
Yeah.
It's a cool map painting.
I love that his first line is did we get him? That's that the stunt double thing where like if a stunt double like almost dies, the first thing they'll say when they get up is like, "Did you get the shot?"
Everybody knows what movie they're in.
Yeah.
And everybody's clearly having a great time. And I get the sense, just watching this, I've always gotten the sense that everybody that works with Schumacher likes him.
Yeah. Except for Val Kilmer. But everyone that works with Val Kilmer does not like him, so it's one of those things.
You just said, but not about the movie.
No, I'm just stating reality. No. There's stories from forever that Val Kilmer would like lock himself in his trailer in between takes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And stuff like that. This was an interesting choice for Uma Thurman shortly after Pulp Fiction kind of really made her a name.
Yeah, I've always been a little bit puzzled as to why she took this role, but I feel like she likes doing really over-the-top things.
I mean, one thing I think we can agree on is this is both a better and more watchable film than My Super Ex-Girlfriend.
It is? Yeah, and this is not negative about the movie. She's chosen some odd projects, right?
Yeah.
But we can tell she likes doing really off the wall and over the top projects because she was in The Producers, and she just disappears in that. You've seen that?
No.
You've never seen The Producers?
No, I have seen the musical on stage and I have seen the original film,
but I've never seen the
musical film.
She's the main. She's the bimbo chick in that. And she's amazing.
So this is the second John Glover
DC thing.
He
was Riddler in the
second
series.
Batman thing.
You're right. Yeah.
And this movie's looking.
And I love John Glover, and he's so much fun here.
This movie's looking at the animated Mr. Freeze, and I'm wondering if they knew when they cast him that he was Riddler.
Or if that had anything to do with it. It also seems like almost typecasting for him.
Yeah. Is that negative?
He plays a lot of these kinds of roles. I don't think that's negative. I mean,
these effects do look kind of like a Looney Tune, a live action Looney Tune
typecasting the
cartoon.
right guy serves the film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it might be bad if you're John Glover, except he seems to like. When you listen to him talk, I feel like John Glover likes everything he's ever done. Like, I've seen him in person.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's one I've told you about, but he was at Metropolis a few years ago, and boy, he's a class act.
He seems like I'd imagine.
Yeah, he's just one of the most gracious and generous people. When you listen to him talk about other actors and stuff.
I have things I want to say, but I can't. Okay, I'm going to say this is riffing and not saying something negative.
Okay.
He's showing off...
I'll be the judge of that.
He's showing off by barely breaking out of his restraints. I guess he threw a guy, okay.
Yeah.
Threw a guy in that birdcage.
See, it's a callback to Batman Returns.
I was just thinking that.
Rah!
Bane is ready. So, is this just like a shared living space where like she lives and is doing research over here, and he lives and is doing research over there?
They rented out a haunted house for scary people that want to do experiments on things.
Are they supposed to be working together? I'm not saying the movie's being unclear, I'm just saying I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not sure, Eric. He's having a real tough time with it. She's doing a real good Jim Carrey impression. There's a part of me that wishes somehow or rather John Glover could have been in more of this movie, but he's obviously, intended to be here and die.
I love this delivery.
When he says,
I'm afraid you're going to have to die.
You'll have to die, yeah. And he's... I don't know if you've watched the special features on this, but he's interviewed, and I think he's interviewed there. I know somewhere he's one of the people I've heard corroborate Schumacher saying, "Everybody remember it's a cartoon," and he always acted like
I was in a Batman cartoon.
Yeah, but it
wasn't like a cartoon.
This. Yeah, he talked like it was just so much fun to do that.
I bet it is.
He said you couldn't go over the top enough. You couldn't be reined in.
Think that's going to be important to the plot later?
No, that was just the cartoon before the film. And,
So the two-time Olympic decathlete
that's because it's Schwarzenegger. Right? I had forgotten all about that.
Now, in this, it's McGregor syndrome.
I actually kind of like that line.
Which one?
Here's where things go north.
That's not bad. That's true.
Hey, that would hurt.
Not negative.
You know how he survived? Because it's a comic book.
Not negative question. Why is there an open vat of chemicals right behind him? I like that. That's a real different, like, Mr. Freeze look that I feel like we've done. Mm-hmm. Where he's got, like, the white hair. He's not bald. He has white hair.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's a design we've used for him before. It was certainly in the animated, or in the 66 he's got. One of them has that, right?
I think so, yeah. Alpha's not doing so hot. I forget, does this Batcave have that area that has the previous suits in it? Because I know Forever had it.
I believe so.
Do you remember that? The 89 suit is actually in that cave.
Yeah. It was a real bold move to have the same character arc for those two characters again.
See, I don't know if you're being facetious when you say that. That sounds like a negative comment to me.
No, it was a bold move. I'm just stating something.
But
it's not negative.
I can't disagree with your statement without being negative.
I'm not saying whether it was a good or bad, but I'm just saying it was bold.
Was it though? That's a question. Let's move on. I think what I just said almost counts as a negative comment.
I don't want to read into that line, but is that him saying goodbye secretly?
What, that he shan't be here forever?
No, good night, Master Bruce.
Oh, no, I don't think so. Because I think he's pretty sure he'll make it through the night. Like, I thought it was really fun, especially because of the reputation this movie has that Arrow brought back McGregor syndrome.
Yeah.
I think that was legitimately clever and creative.
And that's on audio. We were still doing Arrow when that happened.
Right.
And we were like, oh, it's
I think
really
we were both really excited about that idea. Yeah. But Clock King's just the best thing in that show.
I was going to ask earlier. So it's McGregor syndrome in this. Does Frieza's wife have a consistent disease throughout comics and stuff?
I don't
believe
she always
so.
Just and I think sometimes it's vague, like what exactly it is. I think the comics may have even sometimes post this made it that though. I think that has become a thing we use every now and again. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like I've seen it in comics. But Arrow was the first thing I saw it used in after this, and I just thought that was so cool.
Okay, so this is going to be a really weird statement. So
that's about what you've got right now to work with, is weird statements, yeah.
So,
His name is Jason. I never remember this character's name, and I want to try to memorize. What is his last name? I don't remember it. Anyway, go ahead.
I've never really gotten the whole Uma Thurman thing. Like, I'm not attracted to her.
Oh, okay.
Except for this scene. Something about her in this scene works, but not even necessarily the rest of the movie. Just this one scene.
Okay. That is a weird. That is a weird statement.
I'm also of the belief that a woman never looks more attractive than when she wakes up, immediately, like when her hair's a mess and jammies.
We're learning so much about Eric.
That's a thing. I think
thing.
that's women at their peak attractive is when they just woke up, and she's kind of got that going on. So,
I really appreciate how much you put yourself out there when we make some of these videos, Eric.
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like you get real vulnerable. You let people in.
See, what we're seeing in this scene is a development of her character and building her own internal philosophy, because she's been reborn, and like a child, she's kind of learning. So she starts with, I am nature's arm, and gets to, I am Mother Nature.
In 30 seconds.
Yeah.
She gets there real quick.
Is that negative?
You sound real facetious to me.
I'm just trying to find positives where I can find them.
See, I don't know that I want to go to much analysis place at all.
So, okay, I legitimately love this scene.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
No bones about it.
My wife is such a big fan of this cartoon in particular.
Yeah, Year Without Santa
Or
Claus.
the stop motion thing anyway.
It is my favorite of the Rankin Bass films.
And I know she was excited when the song was in this movie.
Do you have an opinion? Are you a snow miser guy or a heat miser guy?
I don't have an opinion on that.
Okay.
I didn't actually grow up with that one. I saw it later.
I'm a snow miser guy.
I grew up with a lot of those things.
So
maybe I saw it once.
This is Vivica A.
Is
Fox.
that Vivica Fox? Yeah.
Yeah. She'll go on to have a big enough career that I know who she is.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I know her from, but she's in things.
I know I saw her in some movies in the late 90s.
And I say this...
I feel like there was a Denzel movie I saw with her in the late 90s. I can't think of what it was now. Anyway.
This I say completely unfacetiously.
Okay.
I think the makeup for Mr. Freeze is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think he looks great. I forgot he smokes a cigar. That's a Schwarzenegger thing. Schwarzenegger smokes cigars, and most of his characters smoke cigars.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a question I want to ask about that, but I can't decide if it will come off negative.
Is it whether the heat would affect his body
Yeah.
temperature? Well, the movie's telling us that it doesn't.
Okay, all right. But do we see him light it?
We see smoke coming out of it.
Okay. Maybe his skin needs to be iced, but the inside of his body doesn't. I don't know. I do think he should have an ice cream truck.
Do you think... I love that's my TV dinner.
Is it negative to say he doesn't have an ice cream truck?
That sounds kind of negative to
That's
me.
a little negative?
You're
Okay.
criticizing film
All
for
right.
what it doesn't have.
Yeah, I know.
Now, do
but
you
it
think...
would be great if he had an ice cream truck. This legitimately looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and she's a
Is she
French
somebody?
model, I believe.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, she's not just like somebody off the street. But I want to say...
Sorry.
I want to say she has a really interesting name, or there's something about her that I want to say she's like an interesting name or something, like the actress. But I can't.
Now I'll say this: Schwarzenegger plays a lot of roles where you're not sure he should have that accent and where exactly he's from. I don't think Mr. Freeze being Austrian's a problem.
No, not at all.
Like I don't think the accent's working against it.
Now, casting Alicia Silverstone was a very smart, timely move.
Okay, yeah. Don't say bold. Just don't.
No, it was a smart and timely move. Clueless had come out, I believe, the year before.
Yeah.
Oh, even Wayne Manor has statues all over it.
Yeah.
That was fast.
That's just a thing Gotham City has, just in spades. Did you ever see Clueless?
I don't know.
I did.
I think I have.
I don't remember much about it.
I think I saw it on UPN like at like noon on a Saturday. It was either that or Jawbreaker.
There is a movie I legitimately love her in. And I can't remember the name of it. It's that Brendan Fraser movie from the late 90s.
Oh, Blast from the Past.
Blast from the Past. I legitimately like her.
It's also the only film you like Brendan Fraser in.
It is. It's true. I'm not a big fan of Brendan Fraser. When it was out, I didn't mind the first couple Mummy movies.
I like the first Mummy movie.
But
I think the first Mummy movie is like the quintessential like popcorn, turn your brain off summer film. I think it's got a real good sense of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie's got a real good sense of fun too.
I have never had more fun watching a movie than this viewing.
Bruce is wearing a turtleneck.
Batman,
as we've established before, Bruce Wayne is a turtleneck guy.
And Robin. He is. Is that positive enough about the film, or do I need to be more about the film?
No. I think it's alright.
Okay.
This isn't negative. This is a question.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we'll find the answer within the film.
The answer within the film.
Why does she need to hide that she likes motorcycles?
No, there's a reason in the film, I think. Because I don't think she wants them to know that she goes off and rides late at night and races and stuff.
Okay. But why?
I don't know. But
okay.
That sounds like a pretty negative question to me.
My guess would be, and maybe this is in the film. My guess would be she doesn't want Alfred to know specifically, like that she wants Alfred to think that she's more
straight and narrow.
Yeah. I was trying to come up with a word other than like virginal, where just like the pure, like she is exactly the schoolgirl. Mm-hmm. But they may have fax machines in tents near elephants.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know that.
I'd love to know what that picture of Meg is. Cause like is that a picture of an old actress I'm not familiar with, or because just
it seems like it.
It looks like it's got to be like, circa early 50s or something.
Now talking about fax machines, pulse on the moment of technology, finger on the pulse,
Look, I don't think that you're allowed to be so sarcastic, Eric. I think that's negative.
Well, no.
You're being sarcastic.
We had fax machines in this moment in time.
Yes, but was it the pulse? I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, they were everywhere.
And she's a hip kid, and she's all about the fax machines. Oh, she was wearing her leather jacket under her coat. Oh no,
I had forgotten that the score used.
Is that leather jacket on top of leather jacket?
This melody, I think it is. Again, they
Is this Riddler?
Yes. That's just what I was about to say. Good job. Well done. That is Riddler. Simply making an observation.
Another bold choice by this film.
No, she can't do that. That's sarcastic.
Is that sarcastic?
That's sarcastic.
Do I have to post again?
Is it bold to use the same...
I think it's a bold
music
move.
for but what makes it bold? Bold and not a good idea is what you're saying.
You don't
is what you're
it.
saying. Nope, you gotta say something nice about Batman and Robin. I gotta come up with more clever, nice things to say about this movie to post. I legitimately like some of the architecture choices that Schumacher went with.
I might.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I forgot about Gossip Gertie. Now, did she call herself that in the first movie? Because she's doing the same thing. It's got to be the same character, right?
And she's also a like a journalist.
Once again, this is Bob Kane's wife. I legitimately love Bane with a top hat
and a trench coat,
or a fedora rather, and a trench coat. Yeah. It's some Ninja Turtles.
I don't know. You look like a big roided guy in a trench
look like
coat. I might say...
You look like a big South American guy who owns his own prison in a trench coat.
having
Ooh, what are you saying? What are you saying?
an emotional experience with this viewing of Batman and Robin.
I am too. I'm laughing a lot.
Is that negative?
No. I've been laughing at things I genuinely think are supposed to be funny, and
I think
I'm
this
liking.
film works as a comedy. I really do. Like, that's not me being ironic or facetious or whatever. Oh no, I forgot to post my name. I gotta go edit it so that people know it's me.
Oh, so now Twitter is gonna think I said that, which is fine because I just said a very similar thing. Not a problem.
That feels like a joke that would really happen at a press event like this.
Yeah.
And her name is...
What, the character?
Yeah.
Julie Madison.
Julie Madison, and she is a comic book love interest.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. But interestingly, we made up Chase Meridian, I think.
Yes.
I actually like this actress in their exchanges. Okay.
So the way this building is structured is that it's a big statue holding an observatory.
Yeah.
Do you walk through the arms? Do you walk through the statue? Like kind of like you used to be able to
I would
walk through
assume you
Statue
have
of
to
Liberty?
because when you look at it, there's no other way to get up to it.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, the architecture is really kind of neat.
Oh, this is...
It's all real super Greek.
Well, yeah, and that's where the nipples on the batsuit come
Yeah.
from, is the Greek armor. So, this scene is...
Mm-hmm. He doesn't know how he's going to say what he's about to say. You can't do it.
an homage to the Riddler scene?
I've been avoiding that subject, Eric. There are many parallels that can be drawn. All the cops in this have cop hats.
Yeah.
Like in 60s Batman.
So is
That's
this...
a very 60s Batman kind of line.
Well, and I mean,
You know,
this...
Batman protects us from everything.
Well, and much like the...
You're silly. We have nothing to worry about. He can solve all our problems for us.
It's got a similar thing. It's in this movie more than any of the other ones, save maybe Returns. This is a real 60s like cultural dependency on Batman and Robin kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Mr. Freeze shows up and immediately we call Batman and Robin.
Yep.
There's a new villain in town. Calls himself Mr. Freeze.
The status is not quo.
So what's interesting about this is there's a lot of people in the world right now that I think she's representing.
Yeah.
I feel like the way she views the world is the way a lot of people right now are viewing the world. Not the plant thing, but with other subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's playing a cartoon,
Just
but...
like the ways in which we're ruining our planet. And
No.
Are you talking
I
about
mean the way
environmental thing, or
she feels about things and cannot understand how anyone else could feel differently, and that they all must be crazy like bad people. I think maybe not when this came out. I think there might be unintentional social commentary with Poison Ivy. She's kind of resonating with me as a caricature of people we have right now. Maybe that was true then. I don't know. I was 6.
there's not a lot of makeup that looks this much better when you get close up on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're absolutely right about Mr. Freeze's makeup job.
Well, and we've said this before. I think you can make a really good Batman movie that looks like this, or a really dark Batman movie that looks like this.
He's slipping, folks.
No, I caught myself. I think aesthetically this movie has a really interesting look, and I think you could play it darker. And that could even be like the part of the idea is that it's like a neon Gotham, but like, you know, the streets are dark,
you know, if you end up putting this in the negative category, I'll understand, but I don't know that it necessarily counts. But we were talking about parallels of scenes that are like Batman Forever.
Mm-hmm.
It never occurred to me, this is the circus again.
Yeah, I mean, is that negative or is that stating the fact?
I don't know, but I've never thought of it, so I really, really wanted to say it. But it is kind of like the circus again.
Yeah.
Especially with like that Congo drum bit that we did leading into it.
Yeah.
And it's a big event that everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Now, have you ever been to a party like this?
I've never been to a party like this. No, I certainly haven't. I don't think there are parties like this, Eric. I think this is a real heightened, cartoonish kind of reality, and there aren't a lot of places like this.
I don't know. From what I understand, Hollywood parties can get kind of really weird and out there and crazy.
The only place I've ever been that reminds me anything like this place is like theme parks.
Her name is Tiger Lily. Oh! It's because it's going by the flower. Okay. I was like, is that like a Peter Pan homage? Like, is there something going on there? They're going up the flower.
The flowers, yeah. Because it's Poison Ivy, so they have a flower motif.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh man, that'd be embarrassing, right? Like being in the crowd and being like, I paid $30,000 for the white flower. Oh man, I don't know my flowers.
She's really cute and I want a bitch. Just tell me what it's called.
Oh, I know you ran down the names, but I can't remember which one's which. The Magnolia. No, not that one. I mean, you're very pretty, but not you. The middle one. Is this a power she has, or is it because as a kid I always thought because she has like a leaf on her palm that's what's doing it, or is this a thing that she can do?
I'm not sure we're ever told specifically, but I would assume it's biological.
Okay, because her costume has a leaf on her hand. And I thought that's what was doing it.
Well, I guess I'm not sure. Do we? Okay, so I think it's probably something she concocts in a laboratory because...
Yeah, I always thought it was like technological or something. Not technological, but...
Or her... Yeah, biologically created in a lab. Genetic engineering, but are her lips poison? Or does she put something on her lips?
No, her lips are poison.
Well, then it might be something that she can secrete because of her condition. And also... We've gotten more supernatural with this than we were with Batman Forever, of course. So, like Mr. Freeze has a condition that seems unlikely, could actually happen to anyone. He doesn't have a superpower with it. But I think she might, and oddly, I think she might actually be the first Batman villain on a film before Right to have superpowers. If that's the case.
Well, Catwoman and...
Oh, I guess that's true. Well... Yeah, but people dispute that. But yes, you're right. No, she has to have superpowers. And we've talked about that.
And Riddler's hair.
And Riddler's hair.
So she's the third. Okay. You know, it's really impressive that all the dance...
Did that come out of her mouth, or did she use her
hand
again?
She did that.
Okay. Okay, I'm honestly not really sure about that. She's got a lot of it, though, if she put it in her.
It's really impressive that the male dancers knew the choreography the moment she showed up to like lay down and let her walk over them and stuff like that. That's really impressive.
I feel like that's sarcasm again.
It's not sarcasm. They're interestingly like Like they prepped for any occasion, like any way the night can go. They got ready, and it's really impressive. Like I don't prep that well. I have a question about that, but I can't say it.
Yes, it's as risque as it sounds.
No, I was going to go the other way.
Oh, okay. The way she says it, I think it's pretty intentionally supposed to be sexual, especially.
No, I know it is.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and
but I mean, even from her perspective, like
I'm gonna try and word this so that's not negative.
She's trying to get men to bid on her for a date, like.
Okay, I'm gonna try and say this so it's not negative. She says, "I'll bring everything that you see here and everything you don't." You can't both bring clothes and be naked? Because that's the implication, is that you'll bring everything you don't see.
Oh, but it's already there.
Yeah, and if you showed up in clothes, you still technically brought everything you don't.
No, that's naked post. Or that's naked. That's negative post something. Wow, that was an interesting Freudian slip.
I know what you're thinking about.
Yeah, apparently.
Tara's right upstairs. You should be ashamed.
It's a scene with a sexual connotation, so I'm thinking of sexual connotations, Eric. I do not apologize. Wow, that was an elaborate headdress. With all the fruit? It's like a 4-tiered fruit headdress. Just keeps going.
It's not...
No, you can't say not, that's negative.
No. I'm trying to figure out how to word the sentiment I want.
I can't wait.
It's not a surprise that Akiva Goldsman would go on to win an Oscar after this. After Batman, I'll make it Batman Robin.
Yeah, we gotta make sure everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so Poison Ivy doesn't have to agonize over what her supervillain name is going to be, like the Riddler did.
Right.
I just want to point that out. Like her motif is as obvious as his was.
That sounds kind of negative.
No, it's not negative to this movie. I'm just saying negatively to this movie.
Because
impressively, not even impressively, just as you would expect, she just goes, "Look at me, I'm Poison Ivy."
Yeah. Smarter than Jim Carrey's Riddler.
Yeah, that's not negative about this movie.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Akiva Goldsman did write Batman Forever as well.
I think
or
so.
Did he only write this one?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Now, it's possible that they kind of thought this is gonna sound negative. It's not negative, and I'll make a comparison that will make it more clear.
Okay. All right.
It's possible that they thought with Forever they kind of found their formula, and so there are similarities between this and Forever because they're doing a formula.
They also might think they need a formula because of the departure Batman Returns was for Batman '89.
That's possible. In the Bond franchise,
Bane just said monkey work, and that's hilarious.
The Bond film, kind of the formula begins with Goldfinger, which is the third film, and by the sixth film, You Only Live Twice, which was written by Roald Dahl. Yes, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Roald Dahl.
Yeah.
He said that when he
look at the giant head.
Yeah, that's super cool. He said that when he came on to write that film, they were like, this is the formula. That in Act 1, this happens. You know, Bond meets a girl, this happens. That girl dies halfway through, and we're introduced to the actual love interest of the film, and like, this is how the movie works. It's possible
so
they
they're
thought
intentionally giving you that structure.
Yeah, it's possible that they were doing a similar thing with this, where they're like, this is what Batman movies are going to look like. It worked last time.
Because that last one made so much money.
Yeah, and everyone loved it.
And undeniably, Schumacher gave this studio what they asked for.
Oh, absolutely. One of my favorite things that he says...
Oh, I always forget this motorcycle has a name.
It's the Redbird, right?
Yeah. I don't think I had that toy.
I had it with all the stuff. But you know what's annoying about that toy? Again, complaining about the toy, not the film? The handlebar with the light, for some reason, was rubber and came off of the motorcycle.
Oh. That's weird.
I've always liked this. I don't know if it's modeled on any kind of, like, actual vehicle. Like, it's not a tank. Or not a traditional tank.
Right.
I don't know if this is modeled on anything, but I do actually really like
it feels like something real industrial.
Yeah.
So, this is another thing about the action figures, not the movie, and I said this in the rewind. Poison Ivy does not come with a Bane action figure. And she should have. I just think that would have been really clever. What?
That's how he's laying. He's just... Eyes open, just...
Don't you think it would have been kind of clever, since this was trying to be a toy commercial, when she actually comes out and says Poison Ivy comes with a Bane action figure? And they did 2-packs with this movie.
That does sound kind of negative.
No, it's not.
The toys.
Hey, you can talk about the toys, so. I've known people like that.
I live with people like that.
Do you?
I do.
We need to talk to those people.
This movie is, I believe, where I learned the phrase "Your way or the highway."
Really?
I think so. Remember, I'm 6. I think this movie is where I learned that phrase. It's the first time I can recall hearing that phrase.
Wilfred, there's a trivia question.
But
they've got real advanced technology there.
What I was going to say before is that one of the things that Schumacher says in this commentary that I think is maybe the most respectable thing I've ever heard someone say, talking about a movie that they made that people did not like.
Yeah.
Is he says, if you love a movie, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of people that worked on it that made it the movie that you love and deserve your praise. If you do not like the movie, blame the director. That's why his name is there. And he takes full responsibility for the reaction people had to this film. And I think that's incredibly courageous.
And
courageous might be a stretch.
Amusingly, I think so, but amusingly, and I can't believe you brought that up right now.
Incredibly classy.
During this scene. Mm-hmm. But the music playing right now is the music that is playing under his apology in the DVD special features.
Interesting.
And I know that for sure because I put that clip at the beginning of my rewind, and I've heard that over and over again. So, I don't know, I just had to throw that out there.
I don't know if he says
I actually legitimately like Alfred's read on Bruce's psychology in the scene.
I don't know if he says that in the apology, but he definitely says it in the commentary.
Yeah. I don't think he actually says that verbatim in that bit on the special features. But when he says, I was just trying to entertain them, that's the music they put under it.
Well, and one of the things that's interesting also in the commentary is that he says, like, I knew what I was making.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't walk it, like, I walked this with my eyes open. I knew exactly what I was doing.
And I don't even think then he was pretending like it was any more sophisticated than it is.
Yeah. Is this the same set? It looks like the same set from Forever. Which is interesting because
usually they just rebuilt it well.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is usually you tear down movie sets, so... Now, maybe they didn't, given how successful that movie was, I don't know.
That's another good trivia question. Oxbridge. They made up a college that sounds like a mix of a couple of colleges.
It's Oxford and...
Cambridge.
Cambridge, yes.
Oxbridge. Yeah.
Maybe she went to both.
Well, I mean, she talks about it like a singular institution, but sure. Wow, Arkham
What
got
is
bigger.
that wing there?
Am I right?
Yeah, I think so.
Arkham got
what
bigger.
is this wing here? What does that go to?
I don't know. We're looking right at it, like we're going into it. So
Well,
I guess
it goes to Mr. Freeze's
that
because I
wing
know
is
they
where
go out the
Mr.
side.
Freeze's wing. Yeah.
That's nice that they had that prepared for him. It was specifically built for Mr. Freeze.
Right. Oh, there's some other people in this section, I'm sure. Not the West Wing. We only have one wing.
They do only have one wing.
They have one wing.
These cops were talking real tough after Batman took down Mr. Freeze.
I want to start
That's
saying that.
not a bad line.
It's not. No, people make fun of the ice puns, but that's a decent placement of chilling, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that one I like.
I mean, I like all the ice puns, but that one is particularly effective.
This cold zone thing is almost right out of a 60s Batman episode. This makeup is incredible.
Yes, that's the one I saw as a kid.
Yeah. This makeup's
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah. I don't know what they had to do to his eyes to
But
get them to look like that, but it's really cool.
The second Mr. Freeze episode, I'm pretty sure is the one with the blue squares and the red squares, and you have to stay in the red squares or you freeze. I want to start saying that to people. Eric, my name is Captain Logan. Learn it well, for it is the chilling sound of your doom. I really wish right there Bane had gone, love dust. Because every time he does that, I think it's funny.
What's a Turkish bath?
I feel like I should know what that is. I honestly don't entirely know what a
Is
Turkish
that
bath
possibly like
is.
a 90s thing that we just don't
No.
remember?
And
These guys are so cool!
And we're gonna make ourselves look really stupid by not
These are
knowing
the guys that
for sure what that is.
That I misremember in Batman
There was a
Robin,
time where I had
or
more
in
of a
Batman
sense of
Forever.
what that is. Now you're gonna make
Like the guys in
this
Batman
up.
Forever look okay, but these guys look really cool. And again, like these guys like straight out like these could be in Batman Forever.
No, that's a thing. I mean, you can go and pay someone to get.
Look how cool they look.
So specifically, a Turkish bath is going someplace and paying for a treatment where you sit in a room filled with hot air or steam,
Okay.
and then you get a massage.
Okay.
So it's kind of like I don't care what it says. I still kind of like the neon stuff. I don't know if it's just nostalgia for that
just
period.
spent the last
or...
like 2 minutes talking about how cool they were looking.
Oh, I'm
you were
sorry.
reading about Turkish baths.
Well, you were all. You had to bring that up, so.
But no, they look really cool, and they look like they could have been in the Batman Beyond movie.
Yeah.
Done.
You know, it's kind of akin to a Spawn stuff.
Yeah. I think it looks cool. That's not what I meant, Bane.
I don't think we... I don't guess we see either of the villains in Batman Forever build their hideouts.
No.
I actually had forgotten that she didn't stay in that laboratory.
I'm curious, because I know at the end when they go to her, there's like a small like pond, and they like walk over it to get to like the big flower. Is that here?
I forget. Dutch angle.
I like Poison Ivy with a cape and a hood. I wish we did that more. It's a good look for her. I want to say we do something like that in Long Halloween.
Yeah. She's been in black a lot lately.
Has
and
she?
I don't really care for that look.
Yeah, no, I like her in green.
The late New 52 look has, instead of giving her bare arms and bare legs, it gives her like black stockings.
Oh.
And I haven't really cared for that look.
No. Now, do you have a preference on human looking or like the kind of pale green looking?
I can like them both. Yeah, I don't really have a preference.
I feel like I used to not like the pale green looking, but I feel like I've just been like beaten into like, well, that's what she looks like. I'm just used to it.
Yeah.
And she's someone too.
Nope, that look you got to post on it.
That's not what? No, that's not me being angry at the movie.
I'm just kidding.
That's not me being angry.
Nope.
That's me being angry.
I wouldn't keep going.
I have something to say.
I wouldn't keep going if I were you. She has a little bit of like a Jennifer Garner affect to her.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to place her.
In the face.
She's somebody. I think maybe she was a model as well.
A lot of models in this movie. I'm gonna find out who she is. I think that's also the romantic theme from Batman Forever.
I think.
Just making an observation. Ellie McPherson. Well, how do you know?
Because I've heard her name pronounced before.
Oh, okay. She was an Australian model, or she is an Australian model. I mean, she's still around. Oh, he's on a Mac. The Bat computer, in case you're wondering,
it's not a Mac.
Is a Mac.
Oh, I guess it is.
No, it's a Mac. or at least it has a real similar interface.
I think it's always a sign of a healthy relationship when you have to have negotiations about engagement.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember this song at all.
Oh, that's cool. The like symbol. And that's
cool and if memory serves, isn't Coolio in the scene?
I don't know.
Yeah, Coolio is here and he's in Daredevil. Well, he's in the director's cut of Daredevil.
Yeah, he is in the director's cut of Daredevil.
He's great
that's Clockwork Orange.
He's so funny.
I never realized that the Droogs were there. The gang that they showed, they're wearing the top hats and the white outfits.
Is that a comic thing?
No, that's Clockwork Orange.
There's Coolio.
Yeah, there is Coolio. Yeah, that's Clockwork Orange. That's what the gang dresses like in Clockwork Orange.
Okay.
When they go out and beat people up.
So he's intentionally homaging that.
Yeah.
That's fun. Schumacher sneaks that stuff in.
Yeah, there's one of them. There's one of the Droogs. And there's some more back there.
Wow. You know, it's funny because we were just talking about the movie today. Yeah. I've seen some of it and could not get through it. It disturbed me too much. I couldn't get through it. It's been a few years. But, as Eric will tell you, I've become desensitized since then. I could probably watch it now.
That's the same helmet from the last movie. That's good continuity.
It is. And I've watched Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer since then. I could probably make it through that movie, but...
Rewatching, or,
But I just thought it was funny that you were able to pick up on that, because you've actually never sat through that movie.
Nope, never sat through it.
And I don't remember that, exactly what that looks like.
I'm super familiar with the iconography. There they are. No, a lot of like franchise films in the 90s do not care about continuity at all. And so, like, that helmet seems like a little thing, but we didn't keep track of things like that in the 90s. At least, I can't think of many franchises that were doing things like that.
Yeah, and Schumacher is as consistent, is actually more consistent with the aesthetic with his sequel from Batman Forever than Tim Burton is with Batman.
Yeah, because this is just the previous movie's aesthetic taken up a couple of levels.
Yeah,
it's not a completely different aesthetic. I like that the lead guy has an eyeball right here. It reminds me of The Eye, who's a Ghost Rider villain, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Plays into Original Sin. Because Jason Aaron loves The Eye.
Yes! Yeah, there's some cool stuff done with that. Now you say that, yeah, I remember that.
Is that Joker face?
I didn't see it.
That'd be cool, because when we see the outfits, it's Two-Face and Riddler's outfit. We don't have Penguin or Catwoman or
right
or Joker. So that'd be cool if they put Joker in there.
Yeah, I don't think it was, but I didn't see it this time around.
I wonder if any of this stuff is... I mean, not that this is the first movie ever to do, like, motorcycle gangs, but they feel really Jokersy. And this is before Beyond.
But just before.
Yeah.
I mean, Beyond's in production, more than likely. Isn't Beyond, like, 98?
I think so.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Cap Looks Up Stuff on his phone.
Okay, so remember earlier where I said...
No, it's 99.
Okay. Remember earlier...
But I mean, to be fair, they did motorcycle stuff in forever, too.
Where I said I was kind of avoiding the word virginal?
Yeah.
Her helmet is the Virgin Mary.
Oh, okay. So that's intentional.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what they're doing with
pious
her.
Thing. Yeah.
I think that's the Virgin Mary. It's something churchy. And there's not a lot of female figures in churches other than the Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
There goes her helmet, so you can't verify.
Now we'll never know.
Yeah. Good one. No, it's a hobby. You don't have to major in a hobby. You could.
That's negative.
Is it?
It's a gray area. It's a real gray area. Because you could be complaining about the choice in the dialogue.
I don't know.
Like, are you arguing with the character right now, or with the choice of what was put in the line of dialogue? Usually, when you say that,
Yeah.
it's you're complaining about the writing.
I know, he's listening to metal all the time. Batman and Robin is definitely in the
No! What's he gonna say?
top.
I'm not as good at lying as Eric,
Ranks
I've discovered.
of the
He got the asylum from a different angle.
Batman films. At the very least, it's top like what 8 for theatrical release Batman films.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Facebook comment. That's okay.
Yep. No, that's all right. Absolutely. The lighting in the scene is really cool.
Yeah. I also really like that the thing is ice, like that he made that. Like
Yes.
that's cool. I like the idea that there's that Mr. Freeze is so
Artistic? I mean,
Well-
that's kind of cool.
yeah, and that's because he's in Heart of Ice. He doesn't make it. It's just like a doll thing he has, right?
I think so. I don't remember.
Well, I wasn't necessarily going artistic.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That guy does have an eye patch. I thought he did.
Yes, he
earlier.
has an eye patch. Forgot about that.
I think that guy, the guy on the left.
Is that a wrestler?
I am
or-
90% positive. He plays the dwarf in Dungeons and Dragons, and he's one of the two guys in Pirates of the Caribbean. You know the two like funny guys that run around like parlay.
Yeah. He's one of those guys.
I think he's one of those guys.
Okay.
He's the one that looks like that guy. No, I like the idea that Mr. Freeze always has to be in cold and is around ice so much. Like, what else is he gonna do? He's gonna learn how to like carve ice. Like, I think there's something interesting there.
Yeah, sure.
There they are.
Yep. I'm not sure what that is.
And there's a doll. There's like a like a bear doll.
It looked like there were a couple of other, like, more kind of generic supervillain costumes. Maybe they're trying to say, Batman's taking out some other people. I don't know. But did you see the big gauntlet? This big glove. Like, I don't know what that was.
Like a black glove?
No. It looked maybe mechanical or something, but I think they were intentionally putting other things in there that looked like supervillain.
Run as fast as you can, catch me, I'm the Bane Man.
Hilarious. Sometimes Eric will say a thing, and some of the lame ideas I had for saying things earlier, I start to wish I'd said.
Wow, a doctor that delivers.
Oh, yeah.
It's laundry service.
Yeah.
Ah!
Wow!
It's not a bad idea. We should start a laundry service that delivers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we should just start going around saying that.
I am willing to bet. Okay, money. I'm willing to bet okay money that is something that Schwarzenegger said to Schumacher, and he told him to put in the movie.
What's that?
I always go a size smaller; it makes you look slimmer.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know if you ever heard Schwarzenegger talk. He's hilarious and maybe a crazy person.
Yeah. Oh, I have.
I love Schwarzenegger. My favorite thing is he did this interview where he talks about. I don't know if you know this. Apparently, he lives on a zoo.
If you're that famous, you're gonna be that eccentric.
Well, apparently he lives on a zoo.
Like on a zoo.
There were animals, and not animals people normally keep, just hanging out around his house and stuff. Like he never stopped and explained I know this isn't normal, but I live with lots of.
He just talks about it.
So he talked about how he has this alligator that hangs out in his kitchen.
What?
And he says he's got.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Oh, no, it's crocodile. Sorry, it's crocodile. Because he has crocodile skin boots. And he says when the crocodile's acting up, he likes to put the boots on the table and be ha, look, they're made for you.
Oh my god. Really?
He goes, and then the crocodile gets very angry. Schwarzenegger's such a fun guy.
So you know how we found out that it was the Batman Returns anniversary just as we were doing the Batman Returns commentary. It's also the Batman and Robin anniversary this year.
Of course, 97.
And
20 years?
20th anniversary, right. And so
wow, that lined up.
And 25th return. Yeah, isn't it? And so there are, I think, some interviews from the cast and crew of that movie too that we could read a little bit of.
Did George Clooney talk about it?
I'm not sure. But just for the record, anything I read that sounds negative does not count as something I am saying that is negative.
I don't think that big snowman head that he's living in. I don't think that ever looked like not a supervillain hideout. The way it looks like it always looked creepy. I wouldn't go there to get ice. Well, I would totally go there to get ice cream.
I gotta tell you, watching this again is making me want to make a top 10 list of props from this movie I would love to have.
That picture?
That picture, man! And Robin in ice, and there's a frozen newspaper. That's pretty cool. Arnold Schwarzenegger was paid $25 million for this movie.
Wait, what?
Schwarzenegger got $25 million for this movie.
That's good.
Yep. I don't know it was that much.
Bad yes, guy no. Batman's all about the semantics. So I guess that's this Batman's character trait. I'll talk about when we get to the Nolan trilogy. That Batman's character trait is that he remembers everything anyone ever said to him and will put it back on them.
Oh, Batman's character trait originally Schwarzenegger agreed to shave his head But then at the last minute he backed out and they used a ball cap instead. I didn't know that.
Oh, it looks great. You cannot.
Yeah,
tell.
you can't tell.
He keeps his hair short anyways. I can't imagine why.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that was a problem for him, unless there's just something else he was working on that.
I love what they do to his eyes. Like, they could just put, like, lime juice in his eyes, like, just... Ah! The limes, they burn! But, like...
The limes!
It looks really...
Ah, the limes!
The goggles, they do nothing! But, whatever they did to his eyes looks really good, because it doesn't look like contacts. Like, it looks like his eyes are just, like, red, like...
Schumacher denies that Patrick Stewart was ever up for Mr. Freeze.
I didn't know that was a thing.
That's a thing a lot of people thought at the time. It was the thing I thought at the time. Schumacher says that was a great idea, but nobody ever suggested him. This is from the storyboard artist. You probably know this, but originally, Mr. Freeze's dialogue was not what it is in this.
What was
It was really Shakespearean and was meant for a more Shakespearean actor, which I think is partly why people thought Patrick Stewart was up for it.
Oh, okay.
And when Schwarzenegger was cast, they changed it to ice puns.
I did not know that.
Okay, I almost didn't read that. I thought that was probably
no, I didn't.
Common knowledge.
I know that in the 90s when they were going to make Watchmen, Schwarzenegger was supposed to be Dr. Manhattan. Which is one of the funniest things in the world to think about. It's 1985, and I'm having the last breath I would have on Earth. It's 1967.
The limes!
And I'm kissing her for the last time.
Can you imagine? It would have been the best!
It would have been the best.
Oh, man. Now that I've seen that, I can't unsee it.
You killed her. She was pregnant and you killed her.
Maybe I'll go make some. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, no, it would have been amazing.
I would pay real money to see him just read that script.
Just Dr. Manhattan.
Just Dr. Manhattan. I didn't remember that line.
Did I have to make a mess when you die?
Why don't I remember that line? Is this reminding anybody of Gordon walking across the ice in Dark Knight Rises?
Does anyone else feel like a fried egg?
Me neither. Like a fried egg!
I'm kind of hungry. Would it be cool if we went and got food after this?
Yeah, I suppose
just kind
so.
of realized that.
That'd be good. I got steak.
Do you got steak?
I got steak.
It's Sunday, and I always eat earlier.
Yeah, and when we did Marvel Mania, we would eat food while we were doing these, but then people complained that we were eating while we were talking. Like, these are real casual, but apparently that was just a little too casual for people.
Which is fair.
It is fair. But that means that Eric has been starving for you folks to enjoy this commentary, so...
I wasn't starving until about just now. Is that an homage to Shadow of the Bat?
Well, and also, isn't Who's Afraid of the Big Bad Bat a line in Batman Forever?
I think so.
Yeah. That's funny every time! Bane knocks off the head of a snowman. Can I ask you a legitimate question without you thinking that I'm being facetious? And this isn't even about this movie, but why doesn't anybody ever cosplay this Bane? Because I feel like that would be a fun costume.
Yeah, somebody must have done it.
Although some people might feel like he threw him in a vat of what looked like acid for a second, but then turns out to be paste.
Oh, this is the scene that I thought was no, it's ice cream because it's an ice cream.
Oh, it's ice. That's right. It's an ice cream vat. Of course.
It must be
naturally
pistachio ice cream.
Because it's
or
green.
mint.
Yeah, mint. Probably mint.
But No, this is the scene that I thought they did again from Batman Forever, and I commented on Batman Forever that he like lifts him out of the...
Yes.
I thought Batman lifted Robin out of the ice cream, which kind of happens, but not really.
Yeah.
So it's not as parallel as I thought it was during the Batman Forever commentary.
Okay, so, and I'm sure somebody has cosplayed that, but some folks that might even think that would be kind of an amusing thing to cosplay might be worried that it's in poor taste because of what happened to that actor.
Oh, yeah.
Because he died right after this, and allegedly, partly because of, or maybe entirely because of steroids he used to bulk himself up for this role. I don't know how true that is.
I knew it was steroids. I think it's a rumor that was for this role.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is. But that might be mentioned in this list of things here. I'm not sure from these interviews.
She's kept those devil horns for a couple of scenes.
Yeah.
Is that a '90s thing like that? I don't think that's a Poison Ivy thing. I can't think of another time seeing her with those.
It might be an Uma Thurman thing, honestly. She's kind of known for wacky hairstyles and stuff, right?
Is she?
I mean, just in different roles. Like, I mean, it might have been something she came up with, even.
Yeah, that's
I don't
possible.
know. Not sure. It's not negative to call that wacky, okay? This movie's wacky.
This movie's wacky.
It's a wacky movie. This is an image I like a lot.
The makeup looks so, like, even this close up, that
That's
makeup
what I'm
still
saying.
looks
It
good.
looks so good. I'm still saying it looks better closer. It's incredible.
That one's not a pun.
Apparently Jesse
That's also
Ventura
not
has a cameo in here somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know where. It doesn't say.
So, his first plan was that he was going to threaten to blanket the city endless winter, and now he's deciding.
Now
to do
he's
it.
going to actually do it.
Okay.
Right.
So you know what?
More consistent than Penguin's
Batman
plan.
Returns.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know what he's doing, and
I know why he's
and
doing
I see the
it,
motivation.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, I'm saying it right now, right here. Better movie than Batman and Robin, or I mean, better movie than Batman Returns.
Are you legitimately saying that?
I like this movie better than Batman Returns. I will watch this movie again at some point. I will never watch Batman Returns again if I don't have to. And I think this is just as interesting.
Oh, that's an interesting choice. The snow globe has frozen over being in his hand.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an attention to detail that this movie doesn't get a lot of credit for, right?
That's a trailer shot.
Yeah.
I think it was in the trailer. This will be the last one we probably do the trailer watch for.
It would have been really funny, and I'm not criticizing it for not doing this, but if when he said first Gotham, then the world, if he held up the Gotham snow globe, and then
Yeah,
the
or a
world
globe.
or a globe,
He's scratching together.
The world! Ah!
No, I think this is just as interesting a vision as, like, aesthetically as Batman Returns.
Do you?
And
again, it's 60s Batman on a budget. It's like imagine the crazy villain sets and stuff they had on that show with millions of dollars.
And Joel Schumacher went and made other-looking movies after this.
Right.
Which is the sign of a creative person.
In fact, and I haven't seen all his work, but would I be right in assuming he never made anything that looked like this again?
I don't think so. I mean, his Phantom of the Opera is pretty.
Ooh, I'd like to see
pretty,
that. Or is
no,
it not good? Oh,
Gerard
I would
Butler
not like to see
cannot
that.
sing.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
But
But I didn't know he made one, and I just that could be interesting.
Oh, he did the big one. He did the one that is an adaptation of the musical, the one that's been on Broadway for 4,000 years. I thought there was a delivery in here where he uses his name as an insult, but maybe I'm wrong. I thought that was in here in that back and forth.
It's funny that he mentions wanting a Robin signal, and then just this last year, I guess earlier this year, the Lego Movie puts all those signals in the sky.
Well, and we do something with that in this movie.
I forgot about that. Right. They just put them together, right?
No, she puts it over the bat signal, or she puts up just a Robin signal. I can't remember which.
Okay. Do you remember her last name in this?
It's not Keen, is it?
No.
Or not Keen, Kane? It's not Kane,
no, it's not. It's real generic. I just can't remember right off what it is. No, it's nothing comic book. I don't recall what it is.
You know, we haven't mentioned that at all. That she's Alfred's daughter in this.
No, she's not.
Or I mean, she's Alfred's
niece. Yeah.
As opposed to Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
Because he's trying to give the secret to his brother.
Yeah. If she's supposed to look like...
No, we haven't brought that up.
I wasn't really thinking about it until this moment.
Yeah.
Do you think if you got a telescope, I could like shoot ice through it? That's just nothing with this movie. Just outside.
If so, you're gonna have to learn the mechanism for making such a thing happen. I'm not real familiar with a way of.
Have you ever heard the thing about?
But I'm not real mechanic. You know, Brandon might know.
Okay.
Brandon might be able to tell us how to shoot.
Have you ever heard the thing
Here, I'm gonna send a message right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna find out if he can tell us how to shoot ice through a telescope.
Have you ever heard the thing about how Mr. Freeze doesn't actually make any sense? Not like just this version, like no version of Mr. Freeze actually makes any sense.
Well, I hope you're not talking about
I'm not talking about this version. I'm not talking about this movie. Look at Mr. Freeze.
You just talked about how he makes more sense than the Penguin.
So cold doesn't exist. Absence of heat exists.
Yes, and do you remember the? Have you ever seen the Vince video where he does Christopher Walken, and and we're doing Christopher Walken as the DC Universe, and he does Mr. Freeze.
Does he bring that up?
And yeah. He says I'm actually shooting the absence of heat on people. I'm shooting the absence of heat.
Because cold doesn't exist.
That is the only place I've ever heard anyone mention that about Mr. Freeze. He must have read something about that or something.
Yeah, no, that's a thing that a friend of mine brought up to me at one point. I think it was maybe
Brandon,
a article or something.
We're watching Batman and Robin. And Robin, can you tell us how... Engel's hilarious. Can you tell us how to shoot ice through a telescope? Through a telescope. Okay, we'll see if Brandon will give us an explanation about how we could do such a thing on our own.
I have a question about the scene, but I can't ask it because it might be negative.
Yeah, we'll have to do like an after show or something.
These guys, you know, we mentioned.
Did each of those guys have their own henchman villain laugh?
I think so.
Because for a second I thought maybe Mr. Freeze was laughing.
That was like one by one.
Yeah, one by one they had their own laughs.
We mentioned Power Rangers in Space earlier. They look like the in-space putties.
The putties, yeah.
Specifically the mask. Now we've talked before.
Quantons? Something.
Quantons, maybe?
Quantrons! The Tron, yes!
So, we've talked before about how Nolan pulled from these movies. Obviously, the destruction of the bat symbol at the end of Dark Knight is an homage to this, or inspired by, or you might even say a ripoff of this scene.
There must be a place in Nightfall where Bane does that with the bat signal, right?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but it comes up a lot. There's a lot of Bane breaking the bat signal in the comics. Mm-hmm. He does it somewhere in... I think he does it somewhere in 52. I might be wrong, but he does it in The Adventures of Batman and Robin. Like, right around this. Or just before or just after it.
I've never loved their Bane.
No, me neither.
Wait, is it in Adventures of Batman and Robin?
Yes.
Is that the one that's still
the
technically
one
the
where-
animated series?
Yeah.
Before the art style changes?
No, it's when the art style changes. Whatever that show's called.
Is it Over the Edge?
No. It's the Superman one, I think.
Oh, that's not actually.
Or maybe that's in Superman.
Yeah, it's in Superman.
Wherever it is.
That's when Superman takes over Gotham.
Yeah, he breaks the bat. I think that's the episode.
And Superman just wails on
It's
Bane.
very funny.
Yeah.
It's a great episode.
Yeah. So,
like I said earlier, Alfred's whole thing about Bruce being Batman to try to master life, I think is a good idea. And I totally get why he would see it that way.
So I know a guy. I'm not going to out them.
Okay.
They do watch our channel. If they want to out themselves in the comments, that's fine.
Oh, where is this going?
I know a guy who, one of the greatest shames of his life is that he went on a date to see this movie and cried in the theater. Because someone...
Because he thought Alfred was going to die?
Well, this stuff because someone significant to him had recently passed away through cancer, maybe like a grandpa or something, and this hit him really hard in the exact moment. And he was on a date and he was so embarrassed. Not gonna say who it was. Maybe it was a she.
One of the things that I think actually weirdly helps his performance a lot, I hope this doesn't sound morbid, is he's aged a lot between Batman Forever and this movie. Like, just those 2 years. And so some of it is the performance. I mean, he's a good actor, but, like, he looks like he's getting a lot older. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to be around too much longer.
One of the things I really appreciate that Alfred did with the Secrets to Everything Batman is,
this is going to be facetious.
Well, one of the most annoying things in the world is when you can't remember your password and after like 3 tries, it's just like, you have to, your account's been locked. You have to do an email or send it to your phone. Like, I like that he just lets you keep entering.
Just keep going?
Keep going. I would appreciate that. I would need that for all of my information. Because sometimes I forget passwords.
Well, there is no response I can possibly give to that, so I'm not going to.
Also, a 3-letter password is a bold choice.
No, you can't say that! You can't say that! That's so sarcastic!
No, it's bold!
I went on and on about it! You can't say it! That's obviously, sir! You can't even bring up the 3... No, you write something in Facebook.
That one was kind of intentional because you made a big deal about bold earlier.
I did. I sure did.
But
I sure did.
Did you say she stole the keys?
The keys?
Is that what you? I'm sorry, I was looking at Facebook for a second.
I don't think so. She stole my keys. Poison Ivy's got the keys to the Batmobile, you guys. She's got the keys, Alfred. The other car. What car did she steal?
I like that he's got the neon Robin symbols on both sides of the case, which looks like a guitar case.
It does look like a guitar case. Ba-bum!
There.
Yeah, you have to climb up through the body.
Shocking.
Here, I'll do one too, just to be fair.
Number of layers to the Bruce and Dick relationship in Batman and Robin. Have we all been watching
the same
this movie wrong?
Oh, here, this is my favorite part. Legitimately, this is my favorite part.
I know it is.
I love it. Bane goes around and goes, BOMB!
that big crystal donut thing?
He just referenced Wrath of Khan.
I know, but did he bring that big crystal donut thing?
I don't know.
There's people liking our comments and commenting on our comments.
Oh, well, I'll look at him later. I apologize.
I like they laughed his own joke.
I apologize. Alfred, yeah, it's hilarious. Ha! I apologize if I accidentally make a typo writing this.
Oh, I've been worried about that while I've been doing this too.
Mr. Freeze crying makes me cry. Hashtag Batman.
I'm gonna call out Alex Breen, who makes a great point on one of the posts I made on Facebook, which says, I mean, it is the only live action modern Batman film where Batman doesn't kill someone, so points there.
Alfred has changed the voice.
He took Riddler's criticism to heart.
Yes, he clearly did. Because Riddler's like, shut up! And he's like, okay, I'll make it. No, look, it's definitely a Mac. Or they're looking at Max real hard when they make that.
Travis Wayne, whose picture is Batman, so, you know, he might be Batman, says...
he might be Batman,
Let's be honest here. It's kind of the perfect adaptation of the 60s era Batman. It knows what it is and fully embraces it and appreciate that. I don't know if you can do a perfect adaptation of an era that adapted itself.
Yeah, it's not really an adaptation because it's in the same medium, but, it'd be a reimagining, right?
Yeah.
It'd be, at the very least...
Okay, so it is not in that place from before. She has taken over the top of police headquarters?
Okay.
It's interesting the police headquarters has like a gate up.
Is this police headquarters, or is this the place she made before?
I thought she broke the bat signal and put the Robin.
No, that must be what it
there.
was. Yeah.
And this is the top of that building.
Unless they broke it and then they came back here. But I don't think this is what that looked like, and it wasn't this big.
I feel really bad because one of the things I did see in a lot of those Facebook comments was people thinking that we really have a read on this. And they're like, oh, I can't wait to see the video on this.
Should we tell them afterwards what we're doing?
No, they'll find out in 2-3 months.
Should we tell you folks what we're doing? Well,
they already know.
Yeah, but I just realized that
But people are excited for the video.
So they know we're doing a video.
Yep. She's in red with green pants, which is a good look for Poison Ivy. We could do that more.
I feel a little bad. This is kind of what I did with superhero movie in a way. At least with the Facebook part.
I also like that album.
Trust.
No, I meant the Slippery When Wet.
Oh, okay.
Van Halen's Slippery When Wet. It's one of Beethoven's favorite musical pieces.
I wish I could get cast in something where I got to say giant freezing gun. Do you notice she does that every time she kisses someone?
Yeah, she kind of looks up at the camera with a knowing.
Yep, I'm trying really hard not to say things right now.
Okay, so it's interesting that he calls her Venus.
Yeah.
In the commentary, Schumacher talks about how the first time he saw Uma Thurman...
Yeah, she doesn't look like a Chinese female Ninja Turtle with a braid at all. That was also right around this.
He talked about how the first time he saw Uma Thurman was in the film, I forget what film, but she plays the goddess Venus.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Who is this masked woman?
Yeah, I don't know.
Whose baby is she?
It's... I have to actually play you that song, finally. You just remember my saying that. Oh man, I lost my train of thought after you said that. That's great. Whose baby are you? In 60s Batman, Batgirl has a theme song, and that's the lyrics to it. And it's weird because you already know whose baby she is immediately. I hope no one's making a tape of this.
Okay.
I hope no one's recording this right now.
I know you hate it.
That could really be a problem for her later on, Eric.
I know you hate it when I talk about the subtitles.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's a legitimately nice detail that whenever they say Freeze talking about his wife, it's the F-R-I-E-S.
Yeah.
It's not Freeze as in like Mr. Freeze. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have thought of that doing the subtitles.
Well, I mean, in the just whatever the context is.
Also, according to subtitles, she says curses, and I always thought she said curtains. Like, it's curtains for me!
No, I got curses, because it's real... Mojo Jojo.
What? I like a Batman that...
Makes jokes about murdering people?
Well, yes. But...
You like that, do you?
I like the idea that Batman...
Still nothing from Brandon about how to make this happen.
I like the idea that Batman has a sense of humor about himself. Like, he knows this is one rule, but, like, he'll make fun of it. I think that's amusing. No, but I like a Batman that, like...
Like, you want Batman to be like, let's go back to the Batcave and grab our gun!
Well, I mean, that's a little in poor taste, but...
Okay, all right.
You took it too far.
Sorry.
But, you know, with his friends or whatever. But no,
I want this operatic music to just be literally singing what he's doing, right? Freezing! Telephone booth.
So here's a thought. The person on the other side of that phone call isn't frozen. So they just hear like... and then nothing?
You okay? Well, I guess the line got disconnected. Anyway, I'm sorry, you were trying to make a point.
I like a Batman that can accept a new partner in Gotham City and doesn't immediately, like, hate them. Because we're right around the time Huntress pops up, and...
That's true, but to be fair, immediately he knows that Alfred put her costume together, and this Batman has gotten very used to Alfred making all of his choices for him.
That's kind of 60s-y.
It is.
The cycle.
Yeah. Doesn't have frills around it.
But you like that one better, as you've been told.
Apparently, I like the first motorcycle from the pilot that was never even better.
This is kind of a balancing act.
Someone told me I have said before, apparently.
Of positive and negative.
Yeah.
So, we all know...
Uh-oh!
We all know that she doesn't wear a cowl in this because she didn't want to mess up her hair. We all know this, yes? She just has the domino mask?
Yeah. You know what? I think that's even been stated by someone working on this.
Yeah. That's not like a rumor. Like, that's a thing. She looks kind of really good with the cowl. I wish it was in more scenes. Like, that helmet looks cool.
That's negative, though.
Is it?
Yeah. I wish this was different than this. Technically, it is that you did say a positive thing with it, but you can't.
Also, that is it a Batmobile, the Batglider, whatever that is, the ice vehicle that Batman's driving?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It
seems like it's built just for ice.
Well, no, they're all. I guess they're all. Hers is a motorcycle, but actually, Robin's looks like it was designed, and this is like a GI thing, but it looks like it's designed to go across swamps.
Leave me the bat. Bat.
But no, that vehicle. In that line of like vehicles I had for this movie, That one was big and heavy and metal.
Really?
Like, you threw at someone, you could do some damage.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember the other ones being that metal. Like, I think the other ones, like, I think the Mr. Freeze tank was, like, plastic, but for some reason, that was metal. So, he switched to the silver for the ice mission.
Yeah.
But his Robin-arang is still red.
Is it because it's a heat thing?
Oh, maybe.
And they have heat bombs.
The thematic implications of changing the costume symbols to silver are staggering.
You're not gonna...
When you realize...
I think you're gonna say what you really think about it.
What the movie is really saying.
That's great. You're not gonna elaborate in any way. You're just gonna post that?
Yeah.
You got me wanting to say a couple of negative things so I can post more things.
Actually,
I guess I can do that. I guess that's just a payment for getting to post. Because, like, that was supposed to be a punishment, but I'm having fun with that. Yeah, that was supposed to be our penalty.
I'm going to add it at the beginning in Batman and Robin.
I almost
just
wanna,
so everyone knows what we're talking about.
I almost want to make more mistakes.
I mean, it's not hard.
I don't know, Eric. I've been too good at this, man. I haven't gotten to post enough stupid
But
things.
I'm good at this.
Oh, yeah. I had one that was okay.
That's a good attention to detail. That she doesn't have like a Batarang thing yet. Hers looks just a
sure.
thing. I feel like the woman here is someone, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
You know what? That guy has had enough, and I completely buy that he would say that.
This may not be the first time this observatory has been attacked by supervillains. I wonder if this is a real touristy observatory.
Well, we saw that whole crowd there.
Oh, I guess so.
This is where the
because it looks like a place that is meant for people to come and hang out there.
Is the telescope connected to the satellites we were told about earlier?
I forget. I think so.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, because they set that up in the first dag. See, look, set up and pay off.
I think it's interesting in the observatories where you can see space. We still do this like spacey thing.
That's kind of what I was alluding to. Is that doesn't look like it's for the people who, the benefit of the people that work there.
No. That's a touristy thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I've been to observatories. They do things like this. Like
really,
space isn't cool enough. You have to look at fake space before you look at real space, so you can be impressed by what real space looks like.
That's hilarious.
Wow, space is really tacky. Oh no, compared to that tacky space, this space is really cool. It's boiling in!
Well, there goes Bane. I'm actually kind of sad to lose Bane. He's so entertaining. You know what? I could cosplay as Scrawny Bane.
Yeah.
Like, that might be amusing.
And you know, this isn't the same
Scrawny,
third act as
Venom
as Forever.
As Forever.
We didn't split up and go one way and then...
There's not a sadistic choice.
Yeah. They're great. You know, I honestly think...
Batman! Ah!
I honestly think if this movie had them going up the side of a building and, like, two famous people popped out...
Yeah.
I think people would have been more okay with this movie when it came out. I really think if this movie... I think if this movie signposted, this is what we're doing.
It didn't make it clear enough that that's what they were doing.
Now, I also think there's a right time, right place kind of a thing. I think it was possible that this
That's
film
not
was...
negative. I'm talking about the advertising.
Yeah, I think it's possible this film was released at the wrong time. Because, like I've said, I think this movie's funny. I think this is an enjoyable,
well,
fun
and 60s
film.
Batman wore out its welcome real fast. We've talked about that.
I think it's possible this film just came out at the wrong time. And it's
69
not what we wanted.
became
We
not
wanted
the time for that anymore,
we
and
wanted
probably just
a-
because they'd done so much of it.
we wanted a darker, more serious Batman.
Yeah. And we also had been very successful with a darker, more serious Batman for a few years then.
And this is lighter than even
in
Forever.
video media.
Yeah, the animated series and obviously the comics around that time. Well, I mean, since the 70s, but
Yeah, but I mean, like
We've
we
just
talk
done-
all the time about how Nightfall and No Man's Land are like a golden age now for Batman, and this was
And
during
this is
No
right in the
Man's
middle
Land,
of
or
those.
yeah,
because No Man's Land starts
No Man's Land maybe
99.
starts right after. Oh, is it that late?
I think it's
I'm sorry,
99.
No Man's a couple of years after this. Then I always think of
it
No
might
Man's
be
Land
98.
as just a '90s thing, but I guess it probably spilled over into the
It might
new
be 98
millennium.
because Hush happens in 2000, and
Yeah.
Hush happens very shortly after the end of No Man's Land, because it's that whole new Gotham thing. I also found out they're collecting Greg Rucka's Batman, which is exciting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the stuff that he did right after No Man's Land.
Yeah, because nobody thinks really about the stuff just before and just after those big mega events.
Yeah, because right after No Man's Land, he's writing one, and Brubaker's writing one, and hang on to your butts! That's what he should have said.
Yeah, Cataclysm was '99.
Okay, so yeah.
So it's right into, yeah.
Well, that was expensive.
They're gonna have to put something else in that observatory for people to come in and look at space with.
Do you
Bum,
think?
bum, 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 bum.
Okay, this is not a negative, this is a joke. But they're sitting on ice that wasn't there. Like it's formed ice. When the ice melts, are they just gonna fall?
They better get down real quick.
Because even if it wasn't ice, even if it's like formed on something, it's a big statue. Like they're just on the outside of that giant statue. Good one. Both of you.
That's negative.
What? I'm complimenting their banter.
No, you're not. No, you're not. If we were... Oh, this is the most fun I've had in a long time with one of these.
With this movie in particular.
No, this is hands down the best viewing I've ever had of this movie. Some of that is watching it directly after a 60s Batman marathon. That guy got out of that car and he was wondering if the city got frozen or if he just time traveled. That was a Taco Bell. I never noticed that before. That there was any actual product placement in this movie. Did you see that?
I did not. I was trying to think of what I was
There was a
gonna...
Taco Bell logo in the background.
The dog
Brandon just sent me a message.
getting frozen and unfrozen speaks volumes about how the film is trying to let us know what it's really saying.
So, Brandon responds to, "Can you tell us how to shoot ice with a telescope?" with, "Good question." I'm doubting it's something that can even be explained.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that he took me that seriously. I said in there, "Good question." I'm wondering that myself. How you shoot ice to a telescope. It's a good question. It's one of life's great mysteries.
There's his eyes again. Look how cool his eyes look.
And the veins.
Yeah. Why is he Mr. Freeze, not Dr. Freeze?
I've always wondered that.
Or like Professor Freeze.
Yeah.
So these look like glow sticks?
Well, the earliest iterations of it, though, he's not a doctor, is he? Isn't that a later thing, or?
You're right. It's not till the animated series.
That's what, yeah.
Because he's always been a thief before that.
So he has to be called Mr. Freeze because that's what he's always been called.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird that he got demoted. That's not this movie. Once again, we've got this operatic music in the background that I just wish was singing what's happening right now. Saving people! Wife!
Oh, man. Batman's so much smarter than me. I would not have hooked that up to the intravenous drip. I would have just had him drink it. I don't know, Mr. Freeze says you take this, call him in the morning.
He said two.
How come
There's
she
two.
got out of her costume, but he didn't?
Because she really hates being in her costume.
Is that negative?
No, Alicia Silverstone really hates being in her costume. Man, that's a negative. All right. Let's see here.
I thought this was kind of creepy when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, it's because he's going to murder her.
Well, yeah. I thought you just meant this bit.
Well, no, this bit is creepy.
Yeah.
She's like eating the flower and stuff. I don't know. But then he's going to murder her. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Now, at this point, does she know that he knows?
I don't think so. I think she probably just can deduce it now. You know, why else would he be wanting to kill her?
I guess she doesn't murder. It just implies that he's going to give her a bad time.
Yeah. It's just I'm gonna torture you every day. Those are two things that don't go together.
It's nice that the Arkham lets him, have recreational activities like that.
And have his wife around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Bruce said he was going to arrange that.
Right.
Or Batman said he was going to arrange that.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Are you cured? Good. Give me breakfast. Man, I would feel so bad if I had a butler and they got sick and I had to nurse them back to health. I wouldn't feel right asking them to do things.
To do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, kids, whatever you do, don't ask them to answer the door.
Yeah.
The doorbell rings.
Oh man, you'll be great if the end of this movie was like a doorbell ring and they all looked it out for. I was like,
You're feeling better now, right? Okay, so I just wrote, I'm rooting for Mr. Freeze so hard in his last scene in Batman and Robin. You're going back to Oxbridge.
I would like to see George Clooney come back and do another superhero thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've heard people say that they would like to
Who would he be right for?
I don't know. I've heard people say that they would have liked to see him as Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, really?
I don't see it.
Yeah. I'm not sure I see it either. Anyway.
But I would like to see George Clooney come back and do something. He's had an interesting film career, and I like him in a lot of stuff.
You know, I also could use a bigger cave.
You know who he could have been? Nick Fury.
Interesting. Nothing immediately leaps out at me. He's got such a distinct
And there's
facial
the-
structure, I have a hard time putting it together with any other particular superhero. You
He
know
could
what I mean?
be he could be Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
No. So we did the thing again where that's the Schumacher ending is them running
Right.
with the bat signal against them.
Mm-hmm.
So can this be where we have our postscript where we say some things that maybe aren't the most positive?
Yeah, I suppose that's okay. I also want to mention I like Smashing Pumpkins a lot, and this is a great song.
This is the one that they.
The slower version is better. So one is the end is the beginning is the end,
Yeah.
and the other is the beginning is the end is the beginning. And I
And
think
not
that's
this
the slow
version,
one.
but the slower version is the one that's used for Watchmen
Yeah,
and is phenomenal.
and one of the greatest trailers of all time.
So this
Okay,
is-
so
Uzi
a few
Gal.
things you really.
Wait, Uzi Gal is cop number 1. I thought the character name was Uzi Gal.
No, that's a person.
Or cop number 1's a person playing Uzi Gal. Who's to say?
Uzi Gal is because I would have expected that in a movie to be a girl with a Uzi firing thing. Anyway, so things you wanted to mention that we didn't get to mention.
Just one big one that I was
Yeah.
questioning during the film.
Because these credits won't be that long.
So when they had the second party, Ivy goes there and she poisons Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You're too old." But she goes as herself. But everyone already thinks she's a crazy person. So wouldn't it have been better to go as yet a third personality that's not Poison Ivy or Pamela Isley?
Yeah, and then you could have had fun with that, with like whatever she pretended to be.
Yeah. Bat Shop. I know what that's for.
Really, that was the thing.
I bet
wanted
you.
to mention?
I bet you. There's. Well, it said Bat Shop, and there was like a bunch of names.
No. I just mean like your complaint. Like that was the thing.
That was the thing that bugged me, and I couldn't say anything.
The one of my big ones, is, and we both kind of alluded to it looking at each other anyway. It always bugs me when she takes when he takes the lips off and she doesn't just immediately kiss him. Like, yeah. Just jump right at him. I mean, obviously, there's all kinds of things we could complain about, but you know,
Are there?
there's all kinds of things that
Not this commentary.
This was the most fun I've ever had watching this movie. I think.
Negative cutter.
I mean,
Mo Henry.
I mean, it's fun to make fun of and to riff on too, but like, I don't know, I can't find any ill will toward it.
Yeah, I can't have any anger towards this movie.
I will say I don't agree with you entirely about this being like good at being 60s Batman entirely. Like there were more clever and creative things this viewing that I picked up on, or that I guess just, you know, jumped out at me, or I was reminded of. But I still don't know that it's doing a lot with like you know satire and parody.
It's
and
not.
stuff.
Well, that's why I said at the beginning that was my first negative comment.
Yeah, okay,
Was that it's
okay.
not as sharp as 60s Batman.
Yeah.
But no, but at least unlike Batman Returns, it knows what it is. It's not pretending to be about anything real.
No, it's not.
I appreciate like it's interesting. It's not like Batman Returns where like it's a really dumb bad movie that thinks it's about things and is clever and has things to say.
Yeah.
It knows exactly what it is. It is not trying to make you think it is not the movie that it is. Unlike what we have done on Facebook, which is trying to make you think that this is not the movie that it is.
Yeah, it knows it's trash, and you have to decide if it's good trash or bad trash.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
But yeah, it's you know, it's
Okay.
meant to go right in the garbage disposal.
So this song,
Yeah.
Gotham City.
I don't think I've ever listened to this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So it's like
I forgot about that song.
Gotham City.
Gotham City.
It's a city of love. So apparently, on the set of I believe it was Dogma, Ben Affleck kept singing this song. And in my heart, I want to believe on the set of BVS, he just kept walking around and be like, Gotham City.
City.
It's a city of love.
Gotham City is not a city of love
Or
or
a
of
city
peace.
piece. Yeah.
And I don't know why R. Kelly wrote that, but
But I
Is-
want to
is
believe that
he-
Ben Affleck was singing it.
I wanted to
on the
believe
set of
that
BVS.
he knew what movie this was going to be in, and he decided to just write the opposite of what it actually is, because
Was this album, or the soundtrack for this, big. Forever was huge.
It wasn't as big as Forever, but it had a couple of big debut songs.
Oh.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was like a post-credit scene, but it was just the title of the movie.
Yeah, I don't know why they put the... yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on, because we do the trailer thing with these.
No, I know,
This
but
will be the last
I'm
one.
going to have to go up there and press the button to make
You will
that
have to
happen.
do that.
Yeah, I sure will, dude.
I think I actually know this trailer.
I
think I do.
Yeah, I think I do too, but it's been a while. That was not as difficult as I thought it would be.
No. I don't hate this movie. I think there were good things to say.
It was kind
and
of fun.
People...
It was enjoyable to put ourselves in that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think I actually picked up on more, and you'll have to be the judge, folks, but I feel like I picked up on more, like, legitimately things I liked by putting myself in a headspace where I wasn't thinking about the stuff I didn't like.
You weren't going in going, well, this is one of the most famously hated movies of all time. And here's the thing. I don't think the place that this movie has in history is correct. I think this was really the wrong time to release the movie that it did. I'm not saying this is a great movie.
Yeah.
I think it was released in the wrong time, and people had such a volatile reaction to it.
It was a big mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not like
There's a reason
Battlefield
it took
Earth or something
to
like
make
that.
another one. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is... I don't think this should be one of the famously worst movies of all time, because I don't think it is.
No, I don't think so either. It's just a matter of it's not what we wanted. It's not the Batman we needed right then.
Yeah, exactly. Just a misstep.
Yeah.
Is Dark Knight really just a commentary about this film? Is that what we're jumping at?
What do you mean?
Well, the speech in the Dark Knight, like, is Dark Knight really just a thought-provoking exercise about this movie and its place in the world?
That's all it's about.
That's the entire.
I mean, yeah.
People think it's got political subtext. People think it's got psychological. It's all about. It's a meditation on this film's placement in the film canon.
Right.
Really.
Right. Yeah. You either die as 89 or you live long enough to become Batman.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
Yeah.
See, it lines up perfectly.
It's excellent. Right. Yeah.
All right, let's watch the
What's hilarious is that if you're us in the way we feel about Dark Knight Rises, respect to everyone that likes that movie, you almost have that with that franchise. You either die as Dark Knight or you live long enough.
One of the things that I said to Cap at one point, because I don't know if anyone knows this, we spent like
100,000
2
hours
years
of conversation
where we could not have a conversation that didn't end on us discussing Rises.
It used to bleed into dinner time. I would have to tell my wife, I'm sorry, I'll be there in a minute, go ahead and start tacos without me. Yeah.
But one of the things that I once said to Cap was, I would have been more impressed by this movie if it was a shot-for-shot remake of Batman Robin, because at least then it would have been, I wouldn't even know what to do with that.
You said that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Psycho?
Yeah, if it was a shot-for-shot remake of Batman Robin, I was like, well, it's ballsy. I wouldn't have expected that.
It's bold.
It was a bold choice.
Folks, we're gonna watch the trailer. That's become kind of a tradition with these.
This will probably be the last one of these.
This will likely be the last one unless we decide to pull it up ahead of time on YouTube. We could do that, I suppose, with some of these.
Well, I
wouldn't do it with everything, but maybe the theatrical ones.
Yeah, well, and I think that.
Although most of those we would just know pretty well already.
I think all of those.
I don't know if it would be
I don't
interesting.
remember Begins. I'm kind of interested to see Begins.
You know, me too. Because I bet I'll be like, oh yes, of course.
But it's interesting because, or not.
Sorry.
But no, I think the all the DVDs should have the theatrical trailers on them. It might not go right to them at the end like these do, but I think they usually have the theatrical trailers on.
No, they do, but I'm just saying if we had it pulled up ahead of time, we wouldn't have to monkey around and figure out where they are on the disc. And some of those are going to be like a second disc you'd have to put in. So it would be smart on our end to have it set up already. Okay. People could pause their video while they go get it rigged up. You see what I'm saying?
You know what's unfortunate
that's how I would
about
do
the
that.
Batman Begins DVD? Charlie and Chalk Factory is eternally associated with that movie.
It sure is. Yep. Every time you put that disc in.
Yep.
Anyway. Okay, let's go to the theatrical trailer for Batman and Robin. Once again, if you're watching the DVD that we have, it should be up on your screen already. And if not, pause and go find the trailer for yourself. And I think back then, were there multiple trailers for these things? Or was it just the one trailer?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I don't know either.
I was 6.
Okay, everybody,
What do you
please.
want from me?
Some historical perspective, Eric. That's what. Everybody, please press play. Oh, wait for me, because we gotta get this rigged up first before we do that. We've made that mistake before.
Perspective I have, knowledge I don't.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I want you to be older than you are. That's what I want. Oh, it's not.
You are older than me. You tell me.
Oh, Yeah, I don't know. I think they were probably teasers, but there was probably just the one, major trailer. Everybody, please press play right now.
Or certainly TV spots.
Yeah. Well, right, sure. These days we make a ridiculous amount of TV spots.
So we didn't morph the bat into the frozen bat symbol, or the WB in the frozen bat symbol.
Uh-huh.
Might that be not wanting to connect it to Returns?
I think that's maybe reading too far into it. I think they were so proud of themselves for coming up with that, going back to Returns, that they probably wanted to save it. They probably just didn't want you to see what they did with that. Glover's in the trailer.
Oh.
Nothing can stop them. The delivery there makes it sound like he's just a guy with the last name Batman. You go, Batman will watch, Mr. Batman. That's a joke in the Lego Batman movie. You remember that? Mr. Batman.
Yeah.
I love that.
Of course, the Arnold Schwarzenegger is while he's smoking a cigar.
Yeah. And he's got first billing because he's being paid $1 gazillion to be in this movie.
And Clooney is a rising star at this point. He's famous for ER, but he's not a movie star.
Yes, yet. And in the article I was telling you about, they talk about how much of a bargain he was right then.
Mm. And also
he
famously,
didn't command as much as Val Kilmer did.
And also famously, he went on talk shows and talked about how bad this movie was when the movie was before his press tour.
That this far in we're still using the Elfman theme.
Yeah.
Even though we had the other music and we're using it early on. What is it? Just that is so closely associated with Batman at this point that they want to keep selling stuff on it. It is still just bizarre in my brain to hear this music with this material. Oh, it's really nice of this guy to explain to us what the movie's about.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've definitely seen this trailer.
That was weird.
Ha!
Wow. They
gave you everything there, kind of.
They put the last line of the movie in the trailer.
Written by Academy Award winner Akiva Goldsman.
Those sound effects at the end were really weird and intrusive with the cars when they go and they just didn't even go there, and that's not sounds in the movie, and yeah.
They didn't even go to this school.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
No, that trailer is essential. That guy tells you what the film's about. It's really important. Yeah. Well, anyway, folks, thanks.
If you were duped by us on Facebook 2 months ago, I apologize.
I think some people maybe were. I tried to make mine outlandish enough that people might not be.
I would like to think mine were too.
Yeah.
I
think yours were too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We may have to do something about that. I don't know. But you'd think just the sheer number of them would make people go, something is awry.
Well, I think at the very least we could throw up a post that just says like, to like get what we're talking about or whatever, in a couple of months, Batmania.
Yeah. Yeah, and just
at least officially confirm that it is connected to Batmania and that you will see us watch this movie.
Yeah.
While we were posting this,
Yeah, that's probably a smart idea. Well, anyway, folks, thanks for watching. We sure appreciate it. And we'll see you again next time with the next one. I'm not actually sure what the next movie is. It is probably Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
But there might be some other thing. I can't imagine what else there would be before Sub-Zero, Eric. Let me grab my list here. It is...
The Batman Master List.
It's World's Finest if we're doing World's Finest.
Which everyone said we were.
Which everyone says we were. So that will be the next one then. And then Sub-Zero. And so we have we have 4 animated ones in a row, buddy.
And we've got and you don't have it on your list, but it'll be Batman Beyond back to back.
Oh yes,
so Batman Beyond the movie and then Batman Beyond Return.
So 5 animated films in a row then.
Yeah.
Because so it's World's Finest, Sub-Zero, Return of the Joker, and Mystery of the Batwoman, and then the Beyond movie is in there somewhere.
Yeah, it would be between Sub-Zero and...
so that means
Joker.
That means we got to do 2 Batman Beyond things back to back.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Did you just say that? I'm sorry.
Said that.
I was looking at my list. Yeah. I apologize. Anyway, thanks again for watching, folks. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. I am Captain Logan.
And I'm Eric.
See you, folks.